Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle DeTeach, or Coach Danny D, and I help women to create luxury brands by creating processes and tightening their branding. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease and enjoy your life. My happy space is spending as much time as humanly possible in my pajamas. And I want to help others to find their happy space while still running profitable businesses. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hello, and welcome to episode 16 of the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I am your host, Coach Danny D. I own Workflow, where I help small businesses play big. And I do that by helping them to create their luxury brands so that they can connect with their ideal client, make a valuable income from their business, and be able to balance that by enjoying their lives. So, using their processes and systems and pricing and everything else to be able to balance their work life and their personal life so that they can enjoy their life, enjoy their business, and not feel like they have to be that on the grind entrepreneur to be able to be successful. So that's what I do. And Profits in Pajamas came about because I just love pajamas, and that's just something that has always been a love of mine. I love business and I love pajamas, so why not combine the two? Because you can work in a way that is conducive to the things that you love. And for you, it may be something different. It may not be pajamas. I mean, for me, it's not always pajamas. For me, sometimes it's being able to work from anywhere or being able to disconnect and travel without being stressed about what's going on with the business. So that's just a little background about who I am, what the podcast is about. Today's episode, the topic is you get to choose. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this, especially connected to the work with ease lifestyle, is whenever I start working with a client, whether it's a client that I've worked with previously, a new client, it tends to come up when they start dreaming the dream and thinking about those things that they wish were happening. And there's always this feeling of that can't happen, either because they haven't seen it happen, or because it's not the industry norm, or because they don't believe they can color outside of the lines. Here's the thing: as an entrepreneur, you get to choose. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you are somebody that's working a 9 to 5, there's still choice in that. You still get to choose how you structure your day to day. How do you structure your life? Now, if you work a 9 to 5, of course, you have to be at the job during their required time. So there's, a different structure there. But I mean, as an entrepreneur, you have to put in work between certain hours as well. I mean, you may be flexible with that, but there's still an amount of time that needs to be spent working on your business. So I just want to be clear, like in life, we have choices. And we just assume we have to do what the norm is and do what is expected of us. But what if you do what you desire? What if you try to make your life look as close to what you desire as possible? What if you build your business around what works for you? And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Now, of course, you have to be considerate of certain caveats. Like if you are, let's say you're a seasonal business, well, you can't take off during the season that the business, is actually active. I mean, that wouldn't make too much sense. So I'm not saying to just, go wild and crazy and disregard your business. Your business is important, but it should be built into your life structure. It shouldn't overpower it, and your life structure shouldn't overpower the business either. So you need to be able to look at what is it that I want? And that's the question that I'm always going to ask, and that a lot of times is so difficult for people to really think about because nobody has asked them that question before. People assume that you're going to do this, or people expect you to do this. But very rarely will someone ask you, what do you want? So what is it that you want in your business? What is it that you want in your life? What does that look like? And once you determine what that looks like, what are you doing to make it real? And I'll share a little bit of a personal story with you. So, actually, literally last night, I was talking to my husband, and he said, out of the blue, he just says, "You know what? I'm super proud of you." And, I was kind of taken off guard, and that's okay, what? And he says, "Well, I had signed up to do this project." And he's like, "I just know that a lot of the things that you're doing right now, you wouldn't have done several years ago. And I'm proud of you for taking um, initiative, for taking the steps to do those things that you wouldn't have done before." And I just wanted to share that with you. And that really touched me to hear that, for him to share that with me. And we got into further conversation about different things that we were wanting to do, and all of that. And the conversation concluded with this thought, and I want to share this thought with you because it's really powerful. And I just it just kind of came out off the cuff, but the more I think about it, the more powerful it is. So I ended the conversation with, if you can spend, exert the time and energy to do the things that stress you out and don't make you happy. So whatever, if it's, what you feel like you're supposed to do, if you can spend energy doing that, then why can't you spend energy doing and making the things that bring you joy a reality? And I really, really want you to think about that, because that was the mindset shift that sent me in this direction. That I knew that where I was wasn't where I wanted to be, but it was already, we say, oh, well, it's too hard. It's too hard to build something new, and it's too hard to create something new, but it's hard either way. What you're dealing with, what you're living right now, that's hard. So why not put the work in for what you want, instead of working really hard for something that you're not satisfied? So excuse me, I'm going to leave you with that, just to think about that. Think about what is it that you want? What does it look like? And what can you do to get there? And I shared a Instagram post yesterday about um when I was still working, and when I was, you know, kind of transitioning from the old me to the new me. I started drinking, I started setting aside 5 minutes a day where I would do nothing but just drink my tea and think. And that was a small thing that was a huge thing. And the reason why was at that time, my life was so busy and bustled and chaotic in the sense of, just it wasn't at peace. And that brought a little bit of peace to every single day. But it wasn't easy because, when I would come into work, it was like bombarded, from the moment you walk in the door, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't easy, but I had to be intentional and I had to hold to that. And that one small thing led to bigger things, and me slowly recapturing me, my time, my life, my desires. So I want that for you as well. So I want you to really, really think about what that looks like, what actions you need to take to get there. Like I said, I am Coach Danny D. I am the owner of Workflow. And that's what I do. I help small businesses play big. And that play big is not just in business, it's also in your life. Because once you have that freedom, once you have that understanding of the power that you have over the trajectory of your life, you're unstoppable. And so if you are in that space and you need someone to help you navigate that process, hit your girl up. I'm here. You can always go to coachdannyd.com. You can, I have a workshop that's going to be this evening at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you can attend that workshop if you want to learn how to create your luxury brand. You can sign up for a discovery call if you just want to, you know, try to figure out what it is that you need and what your next steps are. So I would love to hear from you. I would love to work with you. And you can also follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram or Facebook just to continue to get gems and nuggets that are being shared. So I'm going to leave you with that. I want you to really think about what is it that you want? And I want you to start working towards that goal. I will see you guys next week. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for listening to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with ease. Want to stay connected? Follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram. For more information about building your luxury brand, register for my upcoming luxury brand workshop at coachdannyd.com.